Yeah, I've been playing Madden, and that's what I noticed on Madden, man. Like like the Steelers' offensive line is really weak, and if they're rushing with 90 overall like players, and like my right tackle and my right guard are like 68 and 70, and they're coming at me with like 88 and 90s, 20 points better than like my dudes are just like they don't even have a chance. I have to fucking uh, max protect every single time or throw very fast. So I've got to like kind of go back to Mike Tomlin days, man. Like as I'm like playing as if the Steelers have a great offense and they don't. And I need to just keep playing like the Mike Tomlin ways, which was like run, short pass, the short passing, quick passing, because the Steelers' offensive line is just bad, dude. And so that's why a lot of times we're seeing these games that, like, my defense, even the last game I lost, it was 7-0, all the way to like the fourth quarter, and then he gets another touchdown. It's 14-0 in the fourth quarter, but like it feels insurmountable. Just his two touchdowns, or even if it's like he got 10-0, and like my offense, the offense, the thing is, it's not all my fault. It's some of it. I need to realize it's that offensive line. Like I watched on the one running play, they went right through the guard on the Steelers. The guard was like didn't make a. The guard made like a bad play. Like he like basically the guard was so slow, and I don't know if it was Hoffman, Spencer Anderson, or Dunker, or I had McCormick at right guard, and he just kind of like he didn't make no play, but he like it wasn't no play. It was like a bad play. It was like he tried to block, and the guy just like instantly went and tackled my player. And I'm like, there's nothing as I human can do if like the computer guard is just getting fucking flatline destroyed, you know? And it's like hike, tackle, and I mean on a running play, and I mean the fullback's supposed to get him, but like he just blows the guard directly out, dude. And it happens on pass plays too, where like they're only rushing 4, but my guards just fucking collapse and they come straight in. Like hike, tackle, hike, sack. Like I'm watching the line and I don't even have time to fucking move because they're fucking at me, dude. And if you max protect every time, then you can only send 3 guys out, man. So there's a bad trade-off. That's why also the mid blitz is destroying me, because like my guys are already like super fucking. My offensive line is super bad. My hope is that during the season, especially after preseason, they rate the Steelers linemen a little better. And I need to reset it back. I put McCormick right guard, and it got worse. So I need to put McCormick back left guard. I was thinking of playing a season against the computer and making myself a right guard, so when I play against the computer, create a player right guard and make the Steelers and then it'll be more fun. It'll be a little better, and then I could practice a lot against the computer until I get because when I play against the computer, that's when I really get better. I'm not sure if I'm getting better playing humans and losing a lot. I mean, I am, and I think the best way to get better really would just play because when I play against the computer, then I see how the computer plays, and then I get really good at beating the computer. Then you could increase the difficulty, but continue to beat the computer. You know what I mean? So, and when you're playing the computer, there's more time. I could turn the accelerated clock off, so I'm not under pressure, and I can try different things and I could try all the tricks. So when I get into these main games, these online head-to-head games, I'm not fumbling around. I'm still fumbling on the certain play. I want to set a certain defense, and I'm fumbling around getting it set, and then they snap the ball, and I'm not set, and they're exploiting like where I didn't set. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I meant to fucking drop back middle, and they attacked the middle, and fucking fuck. No, I'm like literally like, and because I'm still slow at it, I'm like triangle, left, QB, spy, triangle, right, spy. They're running, and by the time that's all done, they've hiked the ball already, and I'm not set. So playing against the computer will eliminate all of that. Where I'm just moving fast, because I'm like, I don't allow myself any learning phases. I just like go jump right into the funnest mode is online head to head. But I this is like my training. I'm not like, I didn't play against the computer, and I just jump right into head to head. So really, I'm not that bad. Considering that 24-26 might not be that bad. If we play a full season against the computer, and I've been saying the same thing like in NHL, like, because if I were to play a full season against the computer, that's where I really learn how to beat the computer goalie. And because when I play against other humans, I'm not really learning. I'm just, you're competing. It is similar to like guitar practice. Like if you're just playing guitar and you're playing the shit you already know, and just to have fun, just strumming about, oh, I'm just strumming about, then you're not really learning. But if you like go to a guitar lesson and you learn a new chord, or you learn a new song that has a couple chords in it you never knew before, and you force your fingers to make different shapes, and you feel that feeling of frustration, and then you have trouble playing that chord. Like you could play all the other chords easy, but now this new chord, you're like a newbie with your, and then it takes you a week. It took me a week to learn D minor, you know what I mean? I mean, my finger muscle memory, and I'm still getting D minor down, but like, so you push, there's a difference between strumming all the chords you already know versus learning a new thing. It's similar, it's crazy. I was telling my friend with like online sporting competition, it's like the same thing, dude. Like you could stay like average and maybe play average opponents, but in order to get better, and you have to like practice, like even in this sports video games these days, practice. Like, and I was thinking I need to sit in the pocket, because I'm still hitting triangle to catch instead of X, when X is much, much easier. The window on X is large and the triangle window is very small. So when you're catching with triangle, it's almost always going to be incomplete. With X, it's almost always complete, but yet I'm still using triangle. So I'm not in the habit of like, say I'm throwing to triangle, I'm not switching to X to catch. Or if I throw to O, I'm not switching to X to catch. I'm also usually switching to triangle to catch for some reason. I guess that's what I'm used to, aggressive. But it should be X for possession catch most of the time. It's a much bigger window. Even if you drop to the ground, square if you want to keep running, but X is like a more reliable, especially when you're just a newbie and stuff. But I'm still doing a little better, like, because like I highballed the ball to the corner when over the running back, whereas before I was throwing it low and getting intercepted. But the game's super hard, football, and the Steelers' offensive line stinks. And if you play as the Steelers, it's even harder. Their defense is 87, with 90 being the best. 87 is like almost 88's like the best defense in the league, and so 87. Steelers have a great defense again, but their offense, it's showing that they got worse from last year. I don't know why. They have Dowdle and Pittman and Bernard, but I think the offensive line, they think it got worse without Siamalu. Siamalu was that 84 veteran. Now imagine if you had Siamalu still an 84 veteran at right guard on the Steelers. then they would look a lot better. Just one fucking nice right guard could really fix up the Steelers. They're rolling with Spencer Anderson, and those guys are going to be getting blown up, and Rodgers is going to be mad. And it could be a long season. Like, I want to have Super Bowl aspirations, but actually the game Madden is like, well, are they right? And then I was listening to Marquise Jones-Drew on the foot broadcast, and he was saying what Madden is showing. He said, well, listen, on offense, they didn't really get much better. They added Pittman, but the offensive line lost Siamalu. So I think it's a wash. They added Dowdle, but they lost Gainwell. So he said, all things being equal, the offensive line is worse. We can't just assume Fontenot and McCormick are better. So you got Frazier is the only really good guy, and McCormick and Fontenot are average. We can't assume that they're going to become from 77 to 85. You know, speaking Madden, and the right guard and right tackle are 70s, so they're not getting any big. Now, Broderick Jones might come in and become a 77 if he becomes a starter and is playing well. They might bump him up to a 77, which would be very helpful in this online head-to-head year. But the Steelers' offense, and I should be saying this on Madden, not Death Stranding too, but I'm making some dinner and we're going to eat it and get started here. But I'm just saying the Steelers' offense really on Madden is not that much better, man. You know? The offense on Madden is not much better, and Marquise Drew was saying. But here's the thing, with Mike McCarthy, he's smart enough that he might be, well, Tomlin did the same thing. I was going to say the quick passing game. Isn't that what we've been seeing for the past 7 years? Hey, Tony, Twisted, the Steelers short passing game, screen pass. That's what Tomlin's been dealing with. But I think McCarthy's going to demand, hi, Leslie V. I think Mike McCarthy's going to demand that the Steelers offense block better. He's not going to sit there and say, he's going to say they got to block better, man, and not, we're going to throw 1-yard passes because the line sucks. And maybe the Steelers go out and get a right guard before the end of I thought Brock Hoffman was like the starter, but I guess he's average. On Madden, they have him average, and he's like behind Spencer Anderson on the Steelers. Spencer Anderson doesn't stink. I'm talking about Spencer Anderson like he's some scrub, and he's not. Spencer Anderson might be pretty good. He's played right tackle, left guard, left tackle. He's played tight end, and so he might be ready to start. I don't know. They know in training camp, but I just know on my team on Madden that the guard is an issue. So we're going to get back to Madden. You can see I really like the new game. I love Madden. And some of it is problems with the game. One time I threw the ball away and they gave me intentional grounding, and I watched the replay and I was out of the pocket. I was out of the tackle box. Another time, if they're not blocking at all and they're just running straight through the line. Some of that's a problem. This is the NFL. It's gonna get at least a shoulder on them, man. They hardly ever whiff completely. You know what I mean? So they do have to tighten up the game. But overall, I like it a lot. I think it's a lot better than last year. Anyway, this game, Death Stranding. Can we talk about Death Stranding too? This game's good. It's a little. You walk around faster than last year, but I don't know, in the beginning you walk fast, but then once you get your pack on, you start being slow again. And I fucked up again. No, we did get to the place, but I took the cargo and we dropped it in the river and I had to go catch it, and then, we made it to the second delivery. So we're at the second delivery point. We're playing on brutal difficulty, which I don't know that was a good idea. My friend Marty Party told me to put it on brutal. I do like to play on brutal because then it's like gives you all the game to offer. Then if it gets too hard that you don't even want to play, you know what I mean? But I beat, you could look on my YouTube, I beat God of War on hard mode, both of them. I didn't really enjoy the downloadable content. I don't really like gauntlets, if it's just like, fight this wave, fight this wave. I mean, when they do it in the course of the regular game, it's one thing, but if that's all it is, you know. It's like in the Mandalorian movie. You know, I wanted to like that movie so bad, but they recycled the gladiator scene, went on for like so long, and it's like it's like, how do we fill time in this movie? Gladiator scene, you know what I mean? It's like so overdone and cliche and like doesn't really add anything to the story. It's just like, oh no, not another gladiator scene, you know? And then it takes a really long time in the movie, and then in Mandalorian they recycle the Return of the Jedi pit, like with Jabba the Hutt dropping you down into the pit. Like with the way they drop Luke down, they drop the Mandalorian down like twice. I mean, who thought this was a good? Oh, we'll make the Mandalorian and Grogu fight the Luke Skywalker pit that Luke Skywalker did. Oh, like they can't come up with anything original. So it's like the gladiator scene, the Return of the Jedi pit, and I really wanted to like it. I mean, it had good special effects. I like the characters. I like the music. I like some of the action, but like just the fact that they recycled gladiator scene and Return of the Jedi pit, I just was like really finding myself struggling to enjoy it. And I love the people that say, like the hardcore fans, that you're not allowed to criticize your beloved fucking thing. If you love it, if you don't like it, don't watch. No, I love Star Wars, and I wanted to fucking love it, but I loved a little bit of it. I love the characters, like I said, but like the story writing, and they say, oh, if you don't like it, but that's the problem. It's that like millions and millions of people didn't watch. You know what I mean? They say, if you don't like it, don't watch. Well, that's the problem. Because fucking Star Trek, the opening day, it had fucking 5 million viewers, and then the second episode it had 3 million viewers, and then now it's getting like 1.5 million viewers. It's steadily gone way down. If you don't like it, don't watch. Yeah, well, that's what the showrunners had in mind when they invested $100 million on the season. People not watching it because they don't like it. You know what I mean? Like that. Like nobody is watching it. Like I'm the one who's. You're telling me not to watch it. I'm one of the 1.5 million people that's still watching it. Even though I'm loyal to Star Trek. So even though I'm watching it, wishing it was good, and thinking, oh my God, this is fucking terrible, dude. It's Strange New Worlds. Like I never really I like Discovery. I'm one of the few people that love Discovery. Hey, Discovery! I love Captain Burnham. I thought Captain Burnham should have been captain earlier, but if probably racists didn't want the black woman to be captain. It was like a good original series with original story. I was excited. I love the special effects and the original story, but the fans complaining and complaining and complaining. Why do the uniforms look different? Why do the Klingon foreheads look different? Why is there a black captain? And it's like, so they had to bring in a white fucking captain, and then they had to have fucking the yellow and red uniforms come back, and then they had to make an episode about the Klingons' foreheads and shit. And I'm like, could you just let the writers be fucking original and write instead of saying, oh, it's not exactly like Enterprise, where's Kirk and Spock? So then they break out Kirk and Spock with Strange New Worlds, but it's like campy and corny, and they're like singing and dancing and doing fucking like the Muppets and fucking it's not like Strange New Worlds that revisits the same old American shit. Mobsters, Muppets, dinosaurs. I'm like, what's new about Muppets, dinosaurs, and mobsters in fucking World War II? I'm like, dude, like revisiting American history, Strange New Worlds. And then they have to mention Spock's wiener all the time. Spock's horny. Like, dude, it's so bad, dude. And I want to like it. I watch I'm like glued, you know what I mean? Glued to it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, the old shows used to be campy and corny sometimes. But the difference is when the old Star Trek was campy and corny, it was like 1 or 2 episodes of the year. Like the holodeck episodes, like, oh man, I could care less about these stupid holodeck episodes. And they were okay, I'd sit through them. I like the more scientific episode, exploring space and meeting new aliens and shit, you know, and solving like cosmic puzzles and shit. But the holodeck, you know, and the fucking, when they did like Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty, and I didn't care about that one too much. But Strange New Worlds is like all holodeck. It's all Moriarty. It's all fucking going back in time, dinosaurs, Muppets, mobsters. And I'm like, dude, you guys never explore space. And so that's the problem. They're overkilling it. They're like, let's just make a show that's off against us, you know, like, can you go explore space and make a show that's about fucking science, dude? You know what I mean? Alright, I'll be right back. We're gonna scarf down this dinner and then play Death Stranding too.
giving a speech, and he had a line in there about Natalie Harp. Now, Natalie Harp is a top Trump aide who follows him around literally everywhere. She's a young woman with blonde hair, and the implication of Ossoff didn't say this, but the implication of what Ossoff said was like, maybe a little affair, maybe he's having a little fling with this Natalie Harp woman who worships the ground that he walks on and follows him literally everywhere. Okay, so I don't know, man. The Republicans are so funny because there's so much like genuinely atrocious shit that they do, that Trump does on a regular basis, that you would think they'd be like more insecure about people discussing those things, right? Like, oh, I don't know, maybe the mass murder campaign that's going on in the Caribbean and the Pacific, where they killed like 183 different fishermen for no fucking reason whatsoever, and then there was a murder of the person who was investigating those crimes. Like, you would think that would be like something that they're sensitive about and fighting back on, but no, like exposing their war crimes, yawn, they don't care. They feel like nobody cares and nothing's going to happen to them. But imply that maybe the obese, pedophile, war criminal, terrorist, rapist, con man president is having an affair. Oh my days, stage 5 meltdown. So, take a look at this. The Natalie Harp email went out.
Right. Like, who cares about the murders in the Caribbean? Who cares about the war? Who cares about the pedophilia? But let's get mad at Dr. Fauci. Okay, makes sense.
Twitter account here. I do think this is coordinated. I think that somebody in the White House sent out the message to all of their little minions, fight back and say, how dare John Ossoff imply that Natalie Harp and President Trump are having sex, even though he didn't really say that, but we're going to read a little into it, and we're going to say, how dare you say that. But look at some of this shit here. We don't have to go through all of them. You can see you have Megyn Kelly, Jack Posobiec, Michael Knowles, Newt Gingrich, Gunther Eagleman, Stephen Chung, Robbie Starbuck, Scott Jennings, Julie Kelly, Greg Price, Anna Paulina Luna, Mark Thiessen, Liz Harrington. Like, all these MAGA cucked freaks are out there going, how dare you apply? You are smearing this woman. Megyn Kelly. Ossoff was clearly implying that Trump is having an affair with his staffer. He was so determined to disparage Trump, he didn't give one thought, or worse, he did, to how this would affect Natalie forever. Don't let the Democrats tell you they are for women. It's a lie. Oh, right, Megyn. The pedophile rapist president who's in the Epstein files a million times. He cares about women. The Republicans care about women, but Democrats don't. I know. Jack Posobiec, God bless Natalie Harp. America first, patriot, and MAGA all the way. Quote, survival of the fighters, not survival of the fittest. Michael Knowles, every time I see a woman at work, I just know she's sleeping with her boss. Am I right? Anyway, am I the new Obama yet? Senator John Ossoff. I mean, how embarrassing is this? Scott Jennings. This is quite a message for the Democratic Party to send to young women and working in politics. Party of women? Pretty ugly stuff. So all of them immediately, just like, remember after the assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and immediately all these idiots were like, ballroom, we need the ballroom, this is why we need the ballroom, ballroom. All of them immediately were like, ballroom, yes, another fake assassination attempt. Give me the ballroom so Trump will be safe. Like that, they all came out to the same shit. Now they're doing it, except this time it's over Natalie Harp. Well, here's the problem. This backfired spectacularly, because the fact that they were so aggressive going, what? No, bro. Trump, bro? Trump being a dog? Trump, like, cheating on Melania, bro? What are you talking about, bro? Like, hey, idiots, we already know the story of Karen McDougal, who was a proven affair with Donald J. Trump. We already know the story of Stormy Daniels, who was a proven affair with Donald J. Trump. Don't even get me started on the stuff in the Epstein files. I know about the Katie Johnson allegations when she was 13 years old. That sick fuck with his nipple torture fetish. Go watch that segment if you haven't. I covered it on Secular Talk. The whole Katie Johnson, basically like an interview in a hotel with her face blurred out, where she says exactly what Trump did to her. We know about all that, and how dare you insinuate the president's doing something like sexually wrong? He's fucking Donald Trump, of course he... Okay, so ready for this? people started digging deeper on Natalie Hart because of the backlash. And what did they find out? Trump's aide, Natalie Hart, spent a summer sleeping in the locker room at Trump's Bedminster Golf Club to remain close to him after she was denied a room. What in the fuck are we talking about? I got more. Natalie Hart reportedly jumped into SUV trunk to follow Trump after, quote, screaming match. What? It's weird. Yeah, oh, I'm sure nothing's going on here, right? It's weirder. Ready? Natalie Hart, election denialist, former One America News anchor, and Trump obsessive, was the weirdest thing about Trump's 2024 campaign, and has been the weirdest thing about his White House, which is saying a lot. The issue is not that Trump is sleeping with her, and also didn't say he was. The issue is that she is obsessively, bizarrely fixated on him. She wrote him strange, gushing letters. Ready for this? Quote, I never want to bring you anything but joy. You are all that matters to me. I don't want to ever let you down. She follows him everywhere, carrying a mini printer, giving her an inordinate influence over what pieces of paper he actually looks at. In a White House full of sycophants, she is the uber sycophant, and the fact that she's the kind of person Trump wants around him is a perfect expression of what's wrong with this presidency. So let me give you a little more here. This is Natalie Hart, and when she had her One America News show, you tell me if this woman is, number one, all there, and you tell me if you think Trump is maybe taking advantage of this and, I don't know, doing a little stuff behind the scenes, if you know what I'm saying. Here we go.
We can't talk about winning back the House and Senate in 2022 and the White House in 2024 if we don't act on the fact that we actually did win the White House and the Senate in 2020. We shouldn't be afraid to say that, because it's true. We the people know America, as we know it, could be ending in the next 2 or 4 years, which is exactly what President Trump is warning of. They think if they can get President Trump, they can get the 75 million people to shut up and stand down. And they, as President Trump said at CPAC yesterday, each of us, if we haven't already, have a decision to make. Not in 2022 at the ballot box, but right here and right now, to choose a side. And by the way, sidelines don't count. It just shows how desperate the Democrats were to find the votes to make up for President Trump's insurmountable lead. And they can be summed up in 2 words. Trump wants. President Trump says nothing's easy, but he wants nothing. Certainly not us. For above all else, we want to save America. President Trump is right. We don't have the luxury to sit back and wait. This is not an off year or in-between year. This is the year we decide the future of our country. Could Trump supporters be labeled enemies of the state? Because they are still afraid, not just of President Trump, but we the people. Thank God for 4 years, we had one who still inspires us to this day, as are the words he spoke at West Point over 1 year ago, which perhaps are even more timely now than they were then, and what history will remember as one of the greatest speeches President Trump ever made. President Trump once said, what separates the winners from the losers is how a person reacts to each new twist of fate. Because President Trump often says he should have just gone to the beach and we would be so much better off than we are right now. But as President Trump says, nothing's easy, but who wants nothing? And right now we're realizing we're going to end up with nothing if we don't fight back. That was 1 year ago today. And thanks to President Trump's peace through strength, President Trump never got enough credit for being a president that never started any new wars. That we would have seen peace even with Iran, because we would have made a deal with them. President Trump was on track to do that. It was beautiful to see, and it's so beautiful to see President Trump's living legacy going on, because this is a legacy of peace that will be passed on from generation to generation.
How'd that work out? By the way, as Decoding Fox News says, this is Natalie Hart, the close aide to President Trump. These clips are from 2021 when she worked at One America News. She ended her program with a daily Bible quote. Sometimes she swapped out the Bible for a quote from Trump with, and remember what Trump said, this woman worships the ground that the obese, pedophile, war criminal, rapist, racist, fascist, con man walks on. Okay? That's what she does. But you know what the open secret is that nobody's talking about? Yes, to be fair, it is all speculation as to whether or not Trump is getting his dusty micro penis sucked by this weirdo. Okay? That is all speculation. Now, I'm willing to speculate she's sucking him silly. She's sucking that micro penis dry, okay? He's nutting lust since he's dying. Okay? I'm willing to speculate that, but put that aside for a second. I don't need to speculate shit, because I covered the story from the first term, from the Epstein files, which very few people talk about. I'm like the only people who talk about it. But there was an email exchange between sloppy Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein, who, by the way, were like besties. And in that email exchange, they referred to Trump's first-term version of Natalie Hart, a young woman by the name of Madeline Westerhout, okay? They refer to her as, quote, knee pads. And they elaborate on the fact that during the 2018 holidays, I think it was during Thanksgiving, Donald Trump normally would go to Mar-a-Lago.
Wait,
Thanksgiving
what?
dinner there. But he decided, nah.
I didn't know that. So I learned something here, man.
And Jeffrey Epstein, who, by the way, were like besties. And in that email exchange, they referred to Trump's first-term version of Natalie Hart, a young woman by the name of Madeline Westerhout, okay?
Oh,
they referred to her as, quote, knee pads. And they elaborate on the fact that during the 2018 holidays, I think it was during Thanksgiving, Donald Trump normally would go to Mar-a-Lago and have Thanksgiving dinner there. But he decided, I'm not going to go to Mar-a-Lago this year. There was a government shutdown. He decided to stay in Washington, D.C. And as Epstein and Sloppy Steve talk about, the reason he did that was for Madeline Westerhout. He wanted special time with, quote, knee pads. Okay? And I think they go on to say something to the effect of, like, you know, she's doing the Lord's work, or she's doing work that nobody else wants to do. Want to do, you know what I'm saying? So, we already know. Thanksgiving dinner there. But he decided, I'm not going to go to Mar-a-Lago this year. There was a government shutdown. He decided to stay in Washington, D.C. And as Epstein and Sloppy Steve talk about, the reason he did that was for Madeline Westerhout. He wanted special time with, quote, knee pads. Okay? And I think they go on to say something to the effect of, like, you know, she's doing the Lord's work, or she's doing work that nobody else wants to do. Certainly not Melania doesn't want to do, you know what I'm saying? So, we already know there wasn't a, okay, Karen McDougal, Stormy Daniels, Madeline Westerhout, probably Natalie Hart, all the shit in the fucking Epstein files. And it feels fucked up to even, like, some of these things we're talking about, at least they're women and of age, right? Like, that, and that's why it's shocking that they're melting up. How dare you say President Trump and having a friend? Like, why are you melting down over this? He's in the Epstein files a million times. He's a literal blackmail pedophile, okay? And you're going, oh, it's how dare you say he might be having a consensual affair with an adult? Bro, if that was all he did, he'd be in a great place. Like, that would be anything. That'd be whatever. But no, it's way more than that. So there was a consensual affair in the first term with Madeline Westerhout, according to the Epstein files and the emails between Epstein and Sloppy Steve Bannon. We already know that. Never mind the other affairs before he was president. The guy's a dog, we know he's a dog. But most importantly, he's a blackmail pedophile. Again, don't take my word for it. If you look in the Epstein files, you find out very quickly. There's a 2011 email. We talked about it on this show. There's a 2011 email where Epstein says, Trump is at my house right now, and he's there with one of the victims, and he's been there for hours. Okay? What do we know? Epstein at his houses, they were all
Thanks, Blaze.
He's got cameras everywhere. So there's audio and video.
Thanks, brother.
Doing things with Epstein victims. We know about the Katie Johnson allegation, 13 years old, said Trump did all this horrible stuff, nipple torture fetish, assault, all this stuff. So why? Why the meltdown over Natalie Hart? I'll tell you why. Because Donald Trump himself personally intervened and said, it hit a little too close to home. He knows how fucking true it is. And so he goes, how dare you? Now it's the opposite of that. Actually, I don't even know what you're talking about. Not at all. And then the group chat, you got Stephen Miller, whoever the fuck is around Trump.
Thank you, Blaze. Thank you.
Sycophants in the group chat. We're going to go tell them, go and fight this. Say, how dare you? And if anything, like I said, it backfired and everybody goes, okay, another affair. That's what this one is. Like, who are you kidding? This woman goes with you everywhere and worships the ground that you walk on. Trump even had some weird quote that's like, I know when everybody abandons me, Natalie Hart never will. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's never been a time late at night where Trump's there with Natalie Hart and he's not, hey, you really want to do a favor with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? They are panicking and they are freaking out and they are losing it over another Trump secret affair. But my message to them would be, I don't know, maybe you want to be this outraged and this aggressive against the other allegations of him actually being a black male pedophile. Because those are a hell of a lot more damaging. And those are actually probably one of the main reasons why we're still in this illegal war against Iran.
Right.
You know, that's a bigger scandal, but, you know, that's just me. Call me crazy. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm.
Yeah, man, he's spot on, man.
Buen dia, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Okay, Sam. Are you ready? Then I'll bring you up to speed with what I know. The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have been stolen by bandits and taken back to their base. The base is located in some overgrown ruins, so you'll have a... You might want to construct a watchtower nearby before you charge in. With it, you can get a better handle on the situation and improve your odds of getting the job done quietly. But that's not all, of course. Other porters are also able to make use of your structures. This way, you can help out the people who fall... Think about what I told you and finalize your... Best of luck to you out there.
Please select an item to fabricate.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Hey!
You have been a great help.
I don't know. This is what I was trying to explain to my friend Marty Party, man. Like, I can't even play this video game. I'm too tired, dude. And I don't know if it's the dull nature of this game or something about this game, dude. I can't play it. Being on this map screen, and just the slow walking, man. I can't take it, dude. I get why people like this game, and I really want to like it myself. But it's something about this game, like I can't stay awake, man. I wanted to, I don't like my map, man. I wanted to make a new route.
You'll stop by again, won't you, son?
Maybe this game is like extreme patience, and then this game tastes your patience too much. And I'm addicted to Madden. I want to go put on Madden, dude, and play in a regular season and practice against the computer.
Anybody out there?
If I play this, I'm gonna fall asleep, man.
My name's Sam.
Oh, do we go through Spider Hill or through the Bandit Land? Why isn't there any map that tells you to go east? Like, which direction am I going? This one?
Can anybody hear me? Warning, cargo damage detected.
Get it together, man.
Wait, what? What?
A new feature has been made available for use.
Too many fucking tutorials, dude. Like, do it a different way. I mean, like, I hate the tutorial that tells you there's a tutorial. So I think I get it. What they did in this game is made walking the thing and then meticulously poured over the whole terrain. So if the player walks this way, it's like this. If he walks that way, it's like this. And so they meticulously poured over the walking terrain, pretty much. No, which is cool. I mean, this game really looks good. It's beautiful looking.
Just getting started.
Good sound too. Actually want to turn north here and go right here. Custom marker A.
Commencing route delivery route.
Believe in yourself. Just getting started.
Wait, did I just go in a circle? No. Because everything looks the same, man, and you're like going down and up the hill. It looks like you're like backtracking. So you gotta look at the map a lot to make sure. 3D printers.
Construction process now complete.
Move it, Sam.